Every year in the quiet suburban neighborhood of Maple Drive, Halloween was always celebrated with decorated houses and costumed children running around for candy. But this year would be different. Our story begins with a group of 4 teenagers: Ashley, the cautious leader; Marco, the brave one; Zoe, the smart girl; and Justin, the funny relief. They wanted to make this Halloween the best ever. So while walking past the old Mrs. Periwinkle's abandoned house, they decided to check it out. It had been rumored that the house was filled with magical relics. And if that was true, maybe they could find something to make their Halloween memorable. Just then, the front door creaked open as if inviting them inside, and what they found was an antique shop filled with cobwebs, dusty furniture, and strange trinkets. In the corner, they found a box filled with Halloween decorations, including skeletons, pumpkins, scarecrows, and haunted dolls. But as they brought the box outside, they noticed an inscription warning that whoever uses these decorations will have their worst fears come to life. Of course, they didn't listen and excitedly set up the decorations in anticipation of the trick-or-treaters. As night fell, children dressed as superheroes and princesses came to the house for candy, not knowing that they were in for a big surprise. As they were handing out candy, the decorations began to move. At first, it was subtle, just the wind perhaps. But then the skeletons in the yard began to dance and the pumpkins to grin. The haunted doll suddenly sat up with a blood-curdling screech. The kids screamed and ran away, some even tripping over their own costumes in their haste to get away. Realizing what they had done, the 4 friends quickly tried to dismantle the decorations, but it was too late. The magic was already unleashed. Now they had to fix what they had broken before midnight or risk the decorations coming to life permanently. The skeleton, now animated and holding a scythe, blocked their way, demanding a riddle be answered correctly or he would haunt them for eternity. After much deliberation, Ashley got it right, impressing even the skeleton. However, as they continued their quest to return the decorations, they faced many obstacles. They found the scarecrow blocking the path to Mrs. Periwinkle's house. It taunted them, saying it would capture them like mice if they didn't complete its task. It challenged them to bring it 12 magical things: a witch's hat, a ghost, a vampire, a werewolf, a zombie, a skeleton key, a potion bottle, a spell book, a magic wand, a haunted mirror, a crystal ball, and a broomstick. Since they didn't have any of those things, they had no choice but to go back into town and search. While looking for these magical objects, they encountered other animated decorations that had come to life and wreaked havoc on the town. There were ghosts haunting houses, pumpkins trapping people in their webs, and scarecrows luring trick-or-treaters into the nearby cornfield with false promises of candy. Our heroes helped everyone they could, but they knew they had to hurry. Finally, they returned to the scarecrow with the 12 items, impressing it enough for it to let them pass. Just as they reached the house, they saw the clock tower showing that it was almost midnight. They quickly set the decorations down, but to their horror, they began to glow with an eerie green light. Suddenly, the ground shook as a giant spider made of shadows emerged from the box, blocking their way. To defeat it, they had to answer another riddle correctly. This time it was Justin who stepped up and solved it, angering the creature. The spider lunged at him, but at the last moment, Ashley pushed him out of the way, taking the hit herself. With the spider defeated, they finally made it to the house and quickly packed the decorations back into the box. They raced to the old clock tower, arriving just as the clock struck 12. They had made it. But as they turned to leave, they heard a voice: "So you have defeated us and taken away our chance to feast on the fear and excitement of this night." The decorations were now floating in the air. "Foolish mortals, you have disrupted our eternal slumber, and for that we shall curse you." The decorations began to rain down on them, covering them in their dark magic. Then suddenly the decorations stopped. An eerie silence fell over the town. The decorations floated slowly to the ground. And when our heroes looked up, they saw the decorations no longer glowing green, but a sad, mournful blue. Mrs. Periwinkle appeared, explaining that the decorations were once magical guardians of Halloween, but had become bitter after people forgot the holiday's true meaning and turned it into a night of fear and greed. She told them that Halloween was meant to be a celebration of the harvest and a time to honor the dead. But somewhere along the way, people had forgotten this and had turned it into a night of cheap candy and plastic costumes. She told them that the only way to lift the curse was for them to remind the town of Maple Drive of the true meaning of Halloween. They agreed and began organizing the town's biggest Halloween party ever, inviting everyone in town and reminding them of the holiday's true meaning. In the end, the decorations were happy to see that people had remembered what Halloween was truly about and became their protectors once again, watching over the town of Maple Drive and ensuring that Halloween would never lose its meaning again. And so, the Halloween decorations returned to their places in the attic of Mrs. Periwinkle's house, waiting patiently for next year's festivities. And as for our heroes, well, they learned that sometimes the greatest monsters are the ones we create ourselves and that even decorations can have feelings.